All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Red Eye Report. This week, Ashtray wants to talk about the CIA compromise in China factor, which is a little known story, and there's so little to talk about that only Ashtray could cover it in full detail. So, once again, as always, let's not forget our Lions lover Mystic. We've got next to him Fake Baby Oracle.
Jumping on the bandwagon, baby.
Yep. And talking through
He's
water.
a potato.
And an assassin shaking his ass in Ashtray. This is the Red Eye Report. All right. Before now we get to our main topic, as always, we dedicate a little time, what we call the Pause for the Cause for the Dane County Humane Society. This week is for a snake. His name's Sinewave. Because he's neurotic and he can only slither on the Z-axis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sinewave. S-I-N-E. I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, he actually he ran into his tail inadvertently and
and then canceled himself out.
Yeah, and he had a back break. He actually broke his spine.
Yeah, don't worry.
You guys are cold hearted.
They found a mail tube and then with some duct tape and put a cast on him. He's all good though, nonetheless. Okay.
I love that cuddly reptile.
Old Sinewave. He actually is rather nice. We're moving on to the main topic.
Yay.
Have any of you guys
they're going for it.
heard of the shit. Excuse me. Mystic will be giving us Lions updates. So the CIA. Have any of you heard of these news stories? There were little blips on the map about how a bunch of CIA agents and operatives in China were all of a sudden gone, like disappeared.
I remember hearing something about this. I thought it was a while ago, though.
Yeah, like 2017, I believe.
Yeah.
Is like when it was kind of reported upon. And yeah, because this would have been...
I'm guessing.
2017 is like when the New York Times first kind of reported on it. And there has been little reported on it since. But essentially, what we know, because this initial New York Times article spurred other reporters to start digging deeper. So what we know is that around 2009 to 2011, Iran is on a mole hunt. And do you remember the episode that I did about Stuxnet?
Yep.
The virus?
What?
Yep.
Yeah. Pay attention, Mystic. I know you're here for every episode, but we did one on Stuxnet, which was a virus
I have no idea what
basically we infected into the uranium refinement facility that Iran had, even though it was completely disconnected from the web. And so I was like, no American can go in there. But somehow, either we infected a piece of equipment that got into it, or someone as a mole went into it and put this virus in. And it was the one that fucked up the filter motors and exploded.
Mm.
Yeah, where it was like the first time a virus actually caused physical damage in the world.
I think I do remember.
So Stuxnet caused Iran. They're like, the fuck? Looking for a mole. They start digging around. And of course, in Iran, because we have no diplomatic facilities, like we don't have a embassy. There's no reason. So anyone connected to America is basically there illegally. So what that means is that for the most part, when it comes to the CIA, their agents have to handle the assets and agents in neighboring countries. Like Malaysia, the UAE, and Turkey are like the three zones where it's easy for an Iranian to be like, yeah, I'm going here on business. And when they go there on business, they talk to their handler. So what ended up happening is like to easily break this down just, a little better. So what the part of a CIA spy ring? These are the different parts. We have your agent. The CIA agent would be considered the person who's actually doing the spying or the espionage. So they even may be the one who's in there like trying to get sources and assets. An agent handler is the manager. So they'd be the one who's in like the neighboring country, like come on in, check in, bring your information in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have assets. Those would be people who actually live like Iranian citizens. They're living in the country that's being spied on, whether it be Iran, China, Russia. Then you have sources. Sources are people who like they might not even know that they're talking to a CIA agent.
Yeah.
But the CIA agent knows that they are a legitimate source and somehow got in a position to actually like get information from them. They unbeknownst. And then you even have targeting officers who are like the people who essentially go through, or I missed the analysts actually. They're the ones who are on the back end of the CIA who actually, all the data that comes in from the
sift through the data. Yep.
They sift through it, analyze it, decide what's legit, what isn't, make sense of it.
Jack Ryan.
Or even like, is this source giving you anything valuable or not?
Is that why you know what an analyst is?
And then targeting officer is like, the targeting officer is kind of like a manager above that who's like decides after what the analyst goes through, like, okay, these are the people or sources where we're probably going to find the information we need for what our ultimate goal is. So with those different levels of what a CIA spy ring is, turned out is so in Iran, because you can't use, so you can't text message because all that goes through the Iranian government infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
You can't email because like you can't just like trust that your Gmail or whatever is gonna like anything basically going through is gonna be filtered to some degree. So what they did is they would make these websites. And so it's like they can't have a server. Like basically Iran can't see that someone's like pinging an IP outside in the United States. Like they can't create a server in the US either, What they would do is actually make these fake websites with, I guess, like a local IP, but they would have, and the anecdotes they had was that like some of this they'd be described or disguised as either a yoga website or a book club, where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm like checking into, this is my yoga classes website and I'm chatting with the instructor. And you would have to like log in, and then like there'd be like a certain pixel, like if you clicked on just the right pixel, it would like bring in like the secret CIA chat line, and they would communicate that way. And so if they were like talking, they could easily just like shut their laptop or whatever. Like it looked innocuous. So they thought.
You know what's funny? Is that was literally a storyline on the last season of Jack Ryan. They had a fucking website.
That's where this all came from.
Click. Yeah.
Right. No, Jack Ryan got this because this has been out for 5 years now.
Obviously.
But yeah,
Jack Ryan got that from that. I'm just saying, like that's.
Oh, I thought that's where you got all your research from, Ashtray.
Yeah, Jack Ryan. Yeah.
That in 20.
Jack Ryan. Anyways, so they're using these secret sites, right, to communicate. Well, they're like, oh yeah, I think it works. In 2009, there's a whistleblower, John Reedy, who noticed, he's like, hey, like there's a flaw in the way we're doing this through these fucking like yoga websites. And he's like a whistleblower, basically. Thing is, though, he was a contractor. So he's kind of like an Edward Snowden. I mean, he didn't do what Edward Snowden did, but as in the sense that like his position as a contractor.
He didn't work for the government. He was an independent contractor. We got it.
Well, he worked like for the NSA instead of the NSA. He worked for the CIA, but he worked for a he had his own like probably basically what happened was like their explanation is that he had some conflicting interests because he had his own like probably nerd hacker, like, LLC, and he's doing contractor work. He still had a security clearance and everything. He had a family. But in 2009, he realized that, like, hey, like, there's a flaw in the way we're doing this, that, like, if they figure this flaw out, it could be like a doomsday scenario where, like, from that flaw, they could find all the other sites you're using to do this. This is 2009. So, like, there's no official explanation of why he was ignored.
Would they have their shit registered on, like, GoDaddy or something? Like, does it go into detail?
Anyways, and it's like, it's hard to say. Like, this is also just from the reporting. It's like, it sounded like he was in a position like Edward Snowden, probably working remotely, but like a super dork nerd who could see that flaw, tried to raise, even though he's not a real CIA employee, but he still has security clearance, as contractors for the CIA have to have. They ignore him. So this Iran double agent shares the fact that this website is how they're communicating. Iran, using their fucking coding nerds, look in and they start to they realize, oh shit, like, from this one website, like, through the web code or the where the traffic's going or something, it didn't take long. They could basically reverse engineer enough. They could just sit back and watch. And more than just that one site that the double agent shared. They were watching all the channels of the different agents who had fucking yoga websites and book club websites. Where it's like, oh yeah, cooking with fucking sand, whatever you do in Iran. Like, that was a racist joke.
Cooking with sand.
Sorry for Iranian.
Like a 4,000-year-old fucking civilization into sand.
I'm sorry, that was a racist joke.
So basically, they can watch, like, the spy Twitch from around the world and see, like,
right.
Yeah, it was kind of like they got behind the scenes on Twitch or what's the other one? It starts with the D. Discord, like these chat group kind of things, chat group,
right?
Behind the scene chat groups that were going on, and because
one, by the way,
they then just Iran sat back and watched and took notes for a while. And what they would do is, because, like I said earlier, they would have to go see their handlers. And often the handlers would be nearby in Turkey. And it's like, oh yeah, or I'm traveling to Dubai. And the Iranian spies would follow them, see who they met with. They would then figure out who the handler was, take note of him, and then they'd watch the handler, and they'd find all the other spies that went to see the handler, and then take note of them. And they, slowly took all these notes and coordinated and just started taking out all of these assets.
Sure.
Like, at the same time, like, a lot of people were arrested. They don't know, there's no real count on how many people total, because, like I say, the sources also would be people, like, where there were let's see here. Yeah, the Iranian sources were there was one claim where a man, and this was probably a source, so it's not like technically not a CIA agent, but this is someone who shared information with our people. This man and his pregnant wife were dragged out, shot in front of CCTV at the company or wherever this, they worked at. And then they made all the employees watch that CCTV.
Damn.
To be like,
this is in Iran.
Share any information with
I like Iran more and more.
An American.
It's like, if you tell anybody,
if you're on the Iranian side, but Jesus Christ. So anyways, that's the fallout that has happened. And so what China did is took basically, well, the thing is, so we started to notice that there was like this slowdown in disappearances of our Iranian sources. And what Iran did is what also is something that people don't think about, that it's called, there's a paradox. It's called the sharing of counterintelligence. The sharing of intelligence between allied nations is normal. But when you're sharing counterintelligence, you're basically admitting and showing that you're sharing intelligence with your allied country that you know is also spying on you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of like means and measures, where it's
and it's selective. They're not sharing everything.
Yeah, they're going to try to be as selective as possible, but at the same time, it's like when you decide to share the information that also can't be proven without also sharing the means and measures with which you got it.
Yeah.
That comes with a certain level of trust. And that's why the U.S. was like, the CIA is like, oh, fuck. Like, they're sharing so much more counterintelligence with China, mostly, and a little bit with Russia. But China also then could take that and all these websites and like how it worked. And then, China, like they put their, deep web people to work on it. They dug out way more. And like,
oh yeah, they have a huge team that works on it.
Huge team. And that, they could basically take the concept that the Iranians found through their double agent and then apply that formula to anyone on their own suspect list. Oh, look at this guy goes to this dumb yoga website way more often than someone who knows that yoga is every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Dumb shits.
Yeah, why does he keep checking the date and time?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Have you seen
why
the
is this
chick in the
guy
pants in the
logging
third row?
in to yoga website?
Not more than one. Not
some poor asshole. He just likes the chick's ass.
Yeah, right.
He ends up getting fucking shot or tailed by the Iranian secret police for it.
Yeah. And so they estimate that initially the report estimated maybe a dozen people, agents in China. And this is just in China. It's like, I can say what the numbers were in Iran prior.
You say it right, China.
No, I'm sorry. I'm poor Midwestern. I say it. It's like I can't say nuclear right.
Nuclear.
Nuclear. Anyways, I'm just a simple-minded hillbilly. The initial estimate was about a dozen people. They think it's more likely 30 agents that we had in China, and kind of what we had for our network. Had for our network. It's pretty much gone. And the only acknowledgement was one of the, I don't have his name written down. He was one of the directors. I don't think he was head director of CIA, but in the position where he made this, and as the CIA would never admit, because the question is why aren't there any investigations to be who fucked up? Why did we lose all these assets and all these people got killed? I think the CIA would never.
That's a spy game, baby.
Exactly, that's a spy game. They will never give up that information.
No.
It'll probably be another 10, 15 years. Where enough of the people who are butthurt about the information coming out are dead, that then we will get a Netflix special.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
About it.
Yeah.
So it's there's a few articles out there, but that's about all Asher had to work with, and he milked it best he could.
Way to go, buddy.
Yeah. I wonder.
We don't even really know what China did yet, other than the fact that all those people we knew we had in touch with in China are gone.
Oh, they gone.
It's and we only know, that's the thing, is the initial story came with this New York Times. Oh, shit. I forgot about that part with the New York Times had an article in 2015 where it's like, oh yeah, you might have remembered this. It's like, ooh, this contractor, Jerry Chun Lee.
That's his fucking name, Jerry Chun Lee.
Yes,
all right.
He was Asian, and he
wasn't
was
just
a contractor.
A big Street Fighter 2 fan.
Did he convert? Like he was Asian?
No. He was.
Now he's Icelandic or like what?
I don't know. I'll have to check my source. But fact being that he was like an analyst.
Gotcha.
So he was an
Jack Ryan. Sorry.
He was an I don't even think he was over on that side of the country at all. Or I mean that side of the world. He just had information from a previous mission or like operation he was a part of that involved some, not all, but some of these Chinese CIA agents' information. He had it on like a flash drive or whatever. He then was transferred to work on a different mission. And so he still had that information on a thumb drive, but because he was on a different mission, he technically didn't have access for it. It's kind of like it was this news article by the New York Times, which actually sparked these other reporters to start digging, which they found out about the Iranians figuring out about the yoga websites. This is how far weird twist it goes back. It's that New York Times article where I think the CIA used Jerry Chun Lee because he still had that shit on his flash drive. He's like, he's got some of those agents' information on a thumb drive. Fucking get him. And yeah, he's in prison for that. And it's kind of like, even though the reporters and all the behind the scenes people they interviewed are like, yeah, no, they were figuring this shit out before this guy.
Yeah, so you're saying
he was just a patsy.
Okay, so he was the fall guy. Yeah,
he was a fall guy. Why? Because he was working on a mission that had some of that information. Whether they planted it on him or they knew he just had the data, because he's also, if he's a contractor, he might be working remotely.
Yeah, he's playing fucking Street Fighter all day.
Yeah, playing Street Fighter while he's analyzing data. He's not but he's like, I work with CIA. He's like fucking bragging to his girlfriend.
Well, he
didn't have time to Edward Snowden, to Russia, and so
he there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, my thing cut off. I was making sure. Isn't that how that Air Force dude got caught recently?
Oh yeah, like trying to share data.
He was just talking shit. He was like bragging.
Yeah, bragging about the shit he knew.
Bragging about the shit he knew, and then fucking somebody took that information, and now he's fucking going to prison.
I got special clearance.
Yeah, like a goddamn idiot. But so anyways, the thing is, this guy actually wasn't bragging about the information. I think it was more like he had that kind of information in the position of some dumbass who would brag, but because they knew he was on a different program, but he probably still had the data on him.
Mm-hmm.
We can raid him, find the data on him,
right,
and say even though it was a fraction, it was some of the agents who went missing in China, not all, and the other, off the record interviews they had from CIA agents who were talking about this after the New York Times article are like, yeah, this has been happening since Iran, but nobody knows.
All right.
So yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, you heard it first on the Red Eye Report, and then once we never return, it's the CIA.
Boom. Free Chun Li.
Free Chun Li.
Or fuck him. I don't know.
All right. So moving along.
Wasn't it like Jim Chun Li too? What was it? It was like an American first name too.
Oh, the Jerry Chun Li. Yeah.
Jerry Chun Li.
Free Jerry Chun Li.
That's a fake ass name if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, somebody played too much Street Fighter.
Nude mod. Yeah, all right, here we go.
That's what they're never gonna admit to this till they're dead. So, anyways, on that sad, sorry note, with a story that we can't give you any more details on until we're dead. Moving along to our What's Sexy. Oracle has Arcade Paradise with YouTube videos.
Yep. Arcade.
Is this that one where you run on arcade?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
I was okay. Awesome.
Okay, so this game, you start off with a laundromat. Your dad, he's like some rich fuck, and then you start off with this laundromat, and it's like I don't know if laundromats just have the same supplier or something, because all small laundromats look exactly the same. So it's one of those, and so you gotta fucking like pick up trash. You gotta like clean up gum off the seats. You have to do.
It's a thankless job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, and you get cash.
If you're afraid of a real job, you can do it virtually.
Yeah, you take the bus in every day. You take the bus home. And
you get the bus ride portion of it too?
Oh, yeah.
So interactive. I don't know how you raise a child.
He's a potato. So you're fucking there, and you make some money. You start out with I think there's like 2 arcade cabinets in the back room, and you deposit the money in the safe, and you can order arcade cabinets off of your computer in the back, and the arcade cabinets are they're like knockoff games. So this one that's on here is kind of like a Pac-Man meets GTA kind of thing.
It's actually clever.
There's all kinds of like there's like a
you get the power up and turn in a tank.
Yeah, there's like a Candy Crush kind of thing. There's all kinds of shit. So you're building it up, and eventually you can expand. So there's like back rooms that you can open up, and then eventually you can take like walls out. So now in my game, the fucking laundromat is making very little money compared to my arcade business. And I got to go through, I got to empty out all the quarters every day and buy things. I just got a pool table in my arcade, and it's a fucking awesome pool game. Like, it's a really good pool game that could stand on its own. There's actually multiplayer on this. I'm not sure how it works.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't tried it. So you could actually play like pool against somebody on your pool table in your fucking arcade that you made. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. And one of the things that makes it kind of the keeps the gameplay loop fresh is on these arcade cabinets, there are challenges that you can do. Like, okay, let's say for the dart game, get X amount of bullseyes or whatever, finish a game in so many moves. And if you check these off or get certain high scores or whatever, that means that machine will make more money for you. So you're motivated to play all the games and get good at the games. And it's kind of cool too, because they're arcade games, but they kind of save your progress, so you can get like power-ups and stuff, and that will carry over. Because you'll be playing, and then your washer will go off, and it's like, you got to go change the fucking laundry out of the washer and put it in the dryer.
Right.
And you get a grade.
You got a timer.
Yeah, so it's got this like, it's a game within a game kind of cool thing going on.
God.
And a lot of cool quirks. Like, there's a jukebox that you get, and all the music.
And the whole time you don't even realize you could be doing your own laundry at the laundromat.
So there's a jukebox that you can get, and you can buy records to put in the jukebox, and it's actually good music.
Now, when you say buy, is it just money within the game, or do you actually have to pay money
within the game? And it's funny because the money within the game, you every day you start the day and you have a to-do list where you can earn pounds sterling. And that you use to buy.
British laundromat.
Yeah, that's the shit that you use to buy
stuff. That changes everything. Now I'm interested.
On eBay, like, you go on eBay on the computer, and you can get like records, and you can get upgrades. Like, you can get things like.
Why not just own a laundromat?
There's eBay within the game,
and then turn it into an arcade.
You're doing that in the game.
That's
yeah,
because it costs way less money.
Yeah, it costs way less money. It is a fun, cool, quirky.
Like it's all free within the game because you already bought the game,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's all free. They do have a DLC where you can get some more cabinets.
DLC? What is it?
Yeah.
Extra lint traps?
No, you get more. You can buy more cabinets,
Some more
pinball
static
machines,
bounce sheets.
I think they actually have that Kung Fury beat 'em up game. I don't know if they made an actual arcade game off of that, but you can get that machine in your arcade. It's fucking cool. It's a cool little game. It's on all the systems. It's on Game Pass. It's pretty badass. Arcade Paradise. Check it out.
Word.
Cool. All right, moving along. Mystic, no hard feelings. Oh my God. Who did you have to break up this with?
Is this?
time?
Did I put that? I didn't
No.
put that. That's my fuck what you think.
Oh, sorry. I scrolled down.
You scrolled down too far.
I
Ashtray
was like, what?
has scrolled far down. All right. Ashtray's drunk. Mystic, Ashoka.
So, Ahsoka on Disney Plus.
Ahsoka.
It's I mean, if you follow the Star Wars, if you've seen, Rebels and the cartoons and shit, you know who she is. She's made appearances and other stuff too, The Mandalorian or whatever.
She's in the canon.
I really like this show. And you don't really need to know. I've never seen the cartoon or anything. So all I know of her is what I've seen from her appearance in The Mandalorian and like whatever I've seen on YouTube. So I watched like a 10-minute fucking thing about like who she was, and that's all I needed to know. And you don't even really need to do that, because the first 3 episodes I watched, I didn't do that, and I was just fine. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people are like, you really have to go watch all 9 seasons of this cartoon. Fuck you. You don't have to. I'm not doing that. Are you fucking kidding me?
I never watched Rebels. I did watch Clone Wars though.
And that's fine if you did. I don't care. I was just saying I'm not going to waste my time to watch one fucking show on Disney
Find out about
Plus.
one character.
Right.
Yeah, and but you don't need to. It's a great. I mean, they explain everything through through exposition. You know what I mean? And it's not a lot of it, so it's fine. I think it's a great show. I haven't seen the most recent episode, Teddy. So if you have, shut up. But
I haven't. I've only seen like half of the first. I'm waiting for the whole season to be over.
Don't Ashtray him.
All right then.
Yeah.
Ashtray, you don't watch it. You don't watch it.
No.
I don't have the Disney Plus.
Oh.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. So it's if you've seen Andor.
I loved Andor. That was my favorite
Andor
Star Wars.
with lightsabers, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a little slower than your normal. It's like a mix between Andor and Mandalorian. Like it's got a good amount of action, Jedi action. Sith. Well, not really Sith, but whatever. Just check it out.
Now we're getting into fucking Jedi semantics.
Cool.
Yeah, and Andor was fantastic. So this is. I'm hoping this is just as good.
Cool.
All right, moving on to Teddy. Single player Starfield.
Starfield is.
I've been
out.
hearing about this shit all over. NPR's talking about it.
Dude, the game is awesome. It's by Bethesda. It's kind of like Skyrim in space, pretty much is what it is. It's awesome. You can be any class you want to be. You create a character. You go through space. You got the mission. You can be a pirate. You can be a trucker. You can be it's just pretty fucking awesome. It's an awesome game. Mystic hates it because it's single player.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Man,
if fucking argue that.
If he can't get stats,
I just don't understand. I'm not going to play it either way because I don't like those types of games. But it bothers me that they don't fucking.
I'm not going to play it either way. Well, that's just alienated. Has one thing I don't want, even though I wouldn't play it.
Shut the fuck up! You alienated 50% of the people that play fucking video games, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not good business strategy. It makes no sense.
More than 50% are okay
more
with
than
single
50%
player.
play single player games. I mean, there are people that I play multiplayer games and I'm playing it. I mean, people don't just play, just don't play single player games.
I challenge your assertion.
So one thing,
then 20%.
As someone who doesn't play
much more money.
I've never been so offended before in my life.
I know, right? I'm offended for you.
Look at Grand Theft Auto.
But it's not Grand Theft Auto.
Single player and has multiplayer. And
No,
they
this
make
is like
the
a
most
long
out of
kind of
any
like choose your own
fucking game.
adventure game.
Dude, right. They did the same thing with Skyrim, and it's so great. They released that game fucking 6 times on like 8 different consoles. No, 8
Yeah.
different systems. It's still
Skyrim
selling.
single player.
But Skyrim is single player, yes.
It is.
Okay.
I mean, these people
See,
know what they're
it
doing.
works.
Today's
You
game
got a
it does.
good
It does
I don't
fucking work.
universe.
understand
It works.
Doesn't
But
make
they-
sense to me.
They
Well, it's
kind
'cause you
of,
don't play the games.
they probably will make like an equivalent, like Skyrim. There's what's that? Elder
ESO.
Scrolls
ESO,
Online,
Elder Scrolls Online, yeah.
which
They
is
came out
not.
after Skyrim.
Yeah, it's similar. It's not the exact same
It's
thing.
it's pretty similar, yeah.
Same thing with Fallout 76. They came out with that. I
Yeah,
could
they
see
came out
them
with it.
doing that with this game. I guess for this game, Teddy, I was curious. I've heard that the space exploration, you just click on shit or you just select it and you just go there.
That's I was hoping it was more technical.
You
kind
can't
of like
fucking
Elite
fly
Dangerous.
around in space in this
You
space game.
can. There's videos of this girl who wanted to go to Pluto. She set a course and she flew to Pluto. It took her 7 hours to get there, and she streamed it all. You can do that, but it's not
7
whole
hours. Dying.
Yeah, in game time to fucking do it. Yeah.
I hope that somebody
And
mods
there's
in.
people who would spend 7 hours watching her doing her 7-hour travel
Right.
Oh
on
yeah.
a
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
fucking game.
Right. I
Pluto.
hope that
How meta can we get?
maybe they add this or whatever that they make because
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous
Well, the
is
game-
like freaking amazing
It's
flying
awesome. I mean,
through space.
to have a
but
little
it
bit
doesn't
of
have
that
this
in the game.
cool, RPG shit.
Yeah, right.
I wish they
They
could
could
take
merge
that.
it a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the little stuff you do get to do in space, I mean, the fighting that you can board a ship. It's pretty awesome. And this game does Bethesda is they are okay with the modding, just like Skyrim had all the mods and stuff.
Mhm.
This will have full mod support also. So I mean,
Nice.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody that puts that kind of space travel in there.
Yeah,
So.
it'll be cool.
But yeah, if you love single player games or just want to play a single player game while you talk to your buddies on Xbox, check it out. It's awesome. It is on Game Pass also. So
Word. All right, moving on then to Chit Ashtray.
Wow.
oh yeah, he's
What
Chit
the
Chacker
fuck?
with a heart. This is that story. I think I texted you guys about it at the fucking wedding I had, where I was put up in that like crow's nest above everyone, interacting at the wedding party through wooden slats. Whatever, rolled with it. And at the very end, as I'm playing the last song, this woman comes up and she's like, "Hey, so-and-so's dad will pay you $100 if you play this one last song." And it's like, that's not in our system. If I can get it through my Amazon, I got one bar 4G, I'll make it happen. Scramble, make it happen.
you
And
fucking hero.
I didn't get the check and a stack of bills from the bride. And this song's playing, and I'm counting the stack of bills, and it's a 20, 2 10s, a 5, 4 1s, $49. And right as I count, I realized it's like a $49 tip. Like when it's a stack of bills, you think they're 20s.
Mhm.
And the blonde chick comes back up. She's like, I'm really sorry. The song's only been playing for a minute. And she's like, I just found out that the $100 bill I gave you was fake.
What?
What?
Yes. So I had this like double ball kick, like, ugh.
How did she
Like-
find out?
Yeah.
Well, because she was given it. Like she told me, she's like, so-and-so's dad will pay you $100 if you play this song. They sent her up to make this request. And of course, I'm not like holding the bill up to the fucking light. I'm also up in the top of this crow's like upper loft of a barn.
So yeah, it's like, her uncle
No,
Hank
she
has
came back.
his-
Well, okay. What happened is she came back. This is my theory, anyways. She came back down and then saw they were all laughing, and they were laughing because they gave a fucking fake bill. Because some of
they
the bridal
committed
party
a
had
What kind of
federal
money
white
guns.
folks were
offense.
these?
Bridal party had a money gun with like fake $100 bills in it.
What?
And
What the? What?
during the Grand March, one of the people in the bridal party had one of those money guns
Yeah.
that shoots bills, and he had fake $100 bills in it. They used one of those to give to her, to give to me, to play this song.
But doesn't it say like on the back like a clear? It says clear, like not real money or something. I mean, if you get the shit off Wish or Amazon, where you get it from?
Granted, I'm giving this $100. Like I see it's a $100 bill. Like I'm not like,
Right.
okay, I'll play. You know, it's like I'm trying to like wrap the evening up. It's one of those things too, where it's like I probably wouldn't have noticed till I got back to unloading my shit. But she found out she was this fucking patsy or whatever, you know, like the fall guy for this whole fucking bullshit prank. She turned back around and came up to tell me that right as I'm finding I got a $49 tip from the bridegroom. I'm just like, oh. And so I'm like, listen. And she's like, I feel really bad. Like, let me tip you. Let me Venmo you something. And I'm like, girl, just listen. I thank you for being honest and coming up and telling me this because I would have found out later. And she's like, no, I'm a TikTok influencer. I'm pretty well off. Like, let me Venmo you something. And I don't give two shit. Like everyone could say they're TikTok influencer. I don't care. Anyways, if you look the day after, turns out, yeah, like she's a big enough TikTok influencer. When I tell this story to people, they're like, yeah, I've seen her. Like she is actually a local farmer's girl. And as my coworker said, it's Brooke Vike. So a shout out to her as being like, even though she is a big fucking farmer boy thirst trap.
So these were like redneck trash, white people.
Well, it was a farm. Yeah, it was a family
They got married.
farm.
I mean,
too, it's like,
I mean, yeah,
man,
so-
you know, they as like the local community.
What is her name?
Brooke Vike. Like there's some articles where like they interview her, like Sun Magazine US, interviewed her as like, and if you Google her name, Google has her listed as internet personality. Anyways, in the moment of like I'm like fucking pissed, I don't give two shits about that, and I didn't believe it. But I was like, listen, I'm only telling this to you and you only, but like this is complete fucking bullshit. You see all this fucking gear I had to lug up here, and I got this tip, and then they're giving me this fake bill. I was just like, I unloaded on her. I didn't know who she was. But I was like, this is just between you and me, because I'm too much of a professional to make a thing about it. And sure, every once in a while you have real shit tips. It just is part of the gig. But to then have those people make you give me a fake $100 bill, and I was like,
that's
just
pretty
thank
shitty.
you for telling me
Yeah.
before I found out later and being decent. Because you obviously came back down and saw them all laughing.
Oh,
and then some
dude, that
motherfucker
would have
came
been
up with like a
so
$20 bill.
fucking shitty.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. To find out later.
Those are some white trash.
Oh, yeah. She even offered to help me like load my gear and stuff. And I was just like, I was so just fucking angry. I'm like, no, like,
That
I
would have been
appreciate
a story of a rampaging fat guy murdering fucking rednecks and
Burning their
for a $100
crops.
bill.
yeah.
No,
Well-
just the fact that they were asshole enough to only tip him $49.
And then give
then
them a
fucking
fake
And also, like, it's a
$100
stack
bill.
of bills. It's
$100
very
bill.
strategic.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
pretty
And it's
Dude, I
sad
only
it wasn't
tipped
even
them-
50.
Right.
It wasn't even 5 single $1 bills. It was 4.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I was like, 4? Really? 49? You fucking
$9.
So
God.
where's the money? How much money did you get?
Oh
moment.
no, she gave me. As I was saying, like I was like, and I was so also because I didn't believe. That's the thing too is in hindsight, it's like yeah, she would have gave me $100. She was like whatever, and I was like my own pride. I was like $50. She
Should have
gave me
shaken
$1
her
more.
down. I want $50,000.
I didn't know anything about her. I didn't actually believe in her TikTok story till the next
How much
morning
did
when I
you charge
googled
them
her
for the
name.
wedding?
Because I had the Venmo, address. And I'm like, Brooke, like, who's that? And then Google says internet person. I'm, oh, Jesus. I'm like, okay, so she wasn't really lying. But also, like, shame on those bastards who decided, like, okay, they know she's all got money from TikTok because she knows how to drive a combine and she would make fucking TikTok videos from the combine.
Yeah.
That's literally what she does. So she's a
Right.
farm boy thirst trap. And good on her. But also, that's where it's like, you know what? Even though it's easy to think as a TikTok influencer is very self-absorbed and centered, like she was like wanting to help me load
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah.
pretty good.
So good on her. If you're a TikTok person, subscribe to
Ashtray,
Brooke.
how much did you charge them to DJ the wedding?
Well, that was like a $1,100 wedding. Granted, this is through the company I work for, so it's like I don't get
okay.
that full. But at the same time, that shows you the percentage. Like,
Yeah. That's not a very good percentage.
I don't even know.
when
what
I
that
started
is.
14 years ago, $50 is
Yeah,
kind of like the basic bitch tip. $50. 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyways, I keep bitching about this, but
Oh, I know
Rock
you can.
out to her for being a decent person. Moving on to fuck what you think. Oracle, massive stub.
Massive stub. Fucking stubbed my toe like a motherfucker the other night.
Oh man, that's a dad
I
story.
haven't done that in a
On the
while.
coffee table.
So it was actually on my Tower of Power. I was going in
Was it,
for
was it a dildo? What is the Tower of Power? I've heard this.
yeah, dildo.
Your PC? What?
Yeah, I fucking blast my asshole while I watch my potato. No, my fucking pull-up bar,
Oh,
dip
okay.
bar push-up
Oh.
thing that I have.
It's like the
Gotcha,
parallel
okay.
kind of bars like I have.
Yeah, so I was going
I
going
stubbed my toe that
in
motherfucker.
to
That
fucking
sucks.
do some
Oh.
fucking pull-ups, and man, I mean, this thing is heavy rolled steel, and that motherfucker moved.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh.
And I'm just
Yeah, you
like,
really did that.
Carolyn could hear me out here in the other room, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I couldn't say anything for a while because I'm just kind of collecting myself. Like, did I break this
Yeah.
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I would have fucking punched something.
So-
yeah. So it's all purple and shit. I
Guys are
don't.
just fucking
So
violent.
was it just like the
goddamn.
little toes? How far into the foot?
So it was like my index toe. So the second one in from the pinky.
Ooh. So you
Yeah.
got the full force of the foot right into
That's a
it.
big
Square
balancing
then.
toe.
That's like where you
Yeah.
kick a soccer ball.
Yeah.
You poor
So
bastard.
fortunately for me, I already have zero mobility in my feet. I just have wooden paddles for feet. So I didn't have to fucking tape my toes or anything. Just kind of turned black and kind of went into the foot a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. But son of a bitch, I forgot how much
Spoken like a dude.
It's-
It'll be fine.
it's been a while since I remember stubbing my toe like all the fucking time when I was a kid. You know, you're an awkward teen,
Gotta
feet
get your
flying
shoes
everywhere.
off now.
Awkward teen, had no pairs of shoes.
Right. You don't know, it's you're
Fuck.
fucking
No.
walking around like a walrus.
Usually the stubbing of the toe is always in those moments of
like
like-
a walrus.
2 a.m. And he's like, fuck, I gotta make sure I have some water. As you're shuffling around to try to collect yourself and be responsible, and it's like, fuck, boom.
Yep.
This is Ashtray's perspective. Someone who doesn't have children. Just wait till you have a child. You're gonna stub your foot in your child.
Yep. Watch out for those potatoes. So yeah. Watch your feet. You can stub your toes.
Yeah, right. Damn. That is man, we're getting old.
Yeah.
How many years have we been doing this? We're now doing fucking stubbing your toe. So fuck what you think.
Right. Something like 12.
Was it 2012?
2012 is I think that's when we started. 2012. So how many years is that? 11 years?
11.
Long in the
401 episodes.
401 episodes. Right? No sponsors.
Boom,
No,
boom,
doing it
boom.
our way, baby.
That's
Oh,
right.
doing it live.
Doing it our way. You gonna
Yeah.
MC the show, Ashtray, or what the
That's
fuck?
why it's so bad. Moving along.
Remember
then no
John
hard feeling.
Glenn,
Yeah.
Master
John
of Anal?
Glenn.
I digress.
All right. Sorry. Ashtray's been fasting today, so the beer and
Holy
weed hit him
shit,
fast.
dude.
Mystic. No hard feelings.
All right. This is a movie with Jennifer Lawrence and
Oh,
some
yeah,
other
that's
people.
right.
Oh, I've heard of it.
So
Like, she's supposed to
basically,
break
the
him in.
premise is she's supposed to date this guy, and I say date in quotations because she's supposed to fuck him, basically, get him out of his shell. You know, he's a 19-year-old nerd who's going off to college, and his parents don't want him to fucking. They want him to, you know.
You want to
Grow
break
up a little.
break his ice
Yeah.
before he goes to college.
So she's 32,
Jesus.
and
30.
yeah, right. So it's a 13 years the difference. And here's my problem with that. If those roles were reversed,
Oh, yeah.
this would be a documentary about a predator. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this wouldn't be a movie. I wouldn't be laughing my ass off at this because it really was pretty funny. Like it, you know, like the shit she tries to go through to like fuck this kid. But at the same
Because
time, I'm
he's
like,
so
this
awkward.
isn't funny at all. Like this is fucked up that I'm laughing.
Yeah. And I read it was kind of based off of like, no one knows the real story, but it was like an actual like some sort of like Craigslist kind of post where it was like, hey, we're trying to find someone for our college bound child to lose his virginity and not be a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Even though it's like you're the parents who coddled him into that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's that's the whole
point.
Well, that's the whole realization at the end is that fucking he just needs to stand up to his idiot parents. But
Matthew Broderick, is that who it is?
full. Yeah, there is full frontal nudity from Jennifer Lawrence. So
2 thumbs up.
that's actually
All right,
worth
that's all
the
that
movie.
Mystic needed.
You're right.
Full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Never mind all the laughs
just
he had.
imagine.
I mean,
Okay,
after her fucking phone was hacked and all her pictures were leaked, I mean, shit, she might as well go
Yeah, I
and do
think
it.
she probably was just like,
Yeah.
she was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck it,
everybody's seen it
I might as
anyway."
well make money off of this shit.
So Jennifer Lawrence, she is the female on this, 30 something. Who would be the male if we were in Bizarro World and there was a male? Who would be the male actor that would be
Chris Pratt.
cast? Chris Pratt. Okay, I could see that.
Chris Pratt's probably
All
older
right.
though than.
Yeah, he's older than 32. He's 40.
Right.
Yeah. What about how old's the dude? He played in the recent Batman. He was the Twilight guy.
Oh,
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
He's
Would he be about
close.
Jennifer
could
Lawrence's
probably play
age?
30. So yeah, I could see him doing that.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
imagine,
probably
Let's all stop faking it. It's going to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, right.
Let's all
Right.
stop.
Like I said, it's just a documentary about Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's probably
Wouldn't
got
that be funny
saggy
if it
ass
turned out
balls
that
by
all of
now.
Leonardo DiCaprio's dates were like these parents who were hiring him to break their poor 19-year-old virgin in
gross.
before they go to college. He's
I
doing
mean,
a
those
public
are-
service for the
those
elite.
Fucking bragging rights there. Like,
Right? No shit.
I mean, shit,
It'll
man.
be good.
Yeah, I wish he would have
All right.
popped my cherry.
He's fucking Leo, man.
Yeah,
You
right.
can't deny
Leo.
that.
Gross.
Yeah, doesn't care who you're into. That isn't bragging rights. You know what? I'm totally straight, but Leonardo DiCaprio, he's the one who took my virginity.
What I believe it from you.
Yeah, right. All right, moving along to Ashtray, admitting that I'm a terrible, terrible gamer. Only reason I just realized, like, since moving here, I haven't actually plugged my Xbox into my television. Like, I have it kind of put up by it. Haven't
I
used
wouldn't either if I had a monster PC like you do.
it. Well, the thing is, like, I think I maybe bought 2 PC games since
He
moving here.
uses that thing for porn.
Playing
What
fucking
what was the
items
last
every
game
day.
that you played?
Was that
Substantial.
it's still like a
Substantially.
early access, but it was that Starship Troopers game.
Starship
Oh.
Troopers.
Oh,
Yeah.
the little.
Other
the
than
little,
like I think I
okay.
played the Evil Dead game with you guys
Yeah, you did.
here
Yep.
Yeah.
since I moved
That was
here,
like over a year ago, probably.
or
No.
near it, because I'm pretty sure I was here, but it was via PC.
Yeah,
yeah,
you were
like, I'm
playing on
just-
your PC. Yeah.
You know, can you put your Xbox Live just on pause where you're not paying for it, but like it still remembers all your shit?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
saved,
it'll
it's saved on the
remember your
cloud. Yeah,
shit.
you can.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
your saves will
Okay.
be there.
Like, yeah, that's just what I need to admit that I need to do.
just-
Because
Turn it off, man.
Right.
I'm not
No
using
need
it.
to
I'm
pay
sorry,
for that
boys.
shit every month.
Yeah.
You can talk all the shit you want about me while I'm in absence, but
Oh no, we did it.
if
while
some
while
game
weren't
comes
in absence.
around,
It's not-
maybe
it wasn't
via
a joke.
PC
It
I'll
wasn't-
play with
you're
you
just
again.
a bad gamer, bro. I mean, you're a bad gamer. And you're also bad at games. It was, it's cool.
Well, that's beside the point. It's the actual desire to play. Like I say, single player games. I could be playing Starfield, Seinfeld, or whatever that game is it's playing right now. That
Oh man, I feel
Where
like
it's just
that's
like-
a crossover that needs to
I
happen.
feel like you should
Seinfeld.
record yourself playing Starfield Seinfeld and make
Single
us
player,
famous
yeah.
because that would
single
be
player
funny.
games will engross me, or they used to engross me. But like, I guess also it's not like my fuck. So sorry, boys. Love you, but moving along. Teddy, what's with the goddamn glue?
What's with the goddamn glue? So 3 protesters interrupted the match, one of the semifinal matches tonight between Coco Gauff and Carolina Muchova. They stood up and started screaming in fossil fuels. In Arthur
Oh, there was like a
Stadium.
protester during the game?
And yeah,
For shame.
and one of these fuckers glued his feet to the fucking floor. The
Yeah.
stands.
What?
I don't.
They did that in Formula One a while back.
Yeah, really.
Except in Formula One, when you glue yourself to a racetrack, there's a more of an inherent danger than a tennis match.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Why a
like, people can't just
tennis
roll
match?
right over those
Right.
bumps.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
weird.
fuck does a tennis match have to do?
Why in Arthur Ashe Stadium?
It's the
why,
money.
Why the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
get
like where there's a
Formula
lot
One,
of big
but-
sponsorships, they're trying to make a scene.
And in fossil fuels, I mean, tennis. I mean, didn't they? I mean, they were in New York. They had to either catch a cab, drive, Uber, or catch a fucking train there. I mean, what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on? I mean, it's
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a part of me that likes to give a little credit, even though I would never do it myself, that you're dumb enough to make that big of a
Yeah,
statement.
it's
Because,
right,
like,
it's
you
not
need-
a ballsy move. It's
I'm
just
sorry, but I had
dumb.
a
It's just
I used to, like, growing up as a poor fucking farm kid in a very, all.
Dude, you're not gonna hijack my phone. You think to tell a story about your childhood?
My cousin told me you need those crazy hippies to make a statement.
Okay, stop it. Okay, so the thing is, I get it, but why glue yourselves to every guy?
Because it made a statement enough for you to talk about and bitch about it.
Yeah.
That's why.
right.
That's my point, Teddy.
Right.
It is dumb,
Even
from my
bad
perspective.
advertising.
Right.
but they stopped shit. And if you're really
Yeah,
like,
for 50 minutes, yes.
If I,
yeah, it
man,
may have only been
I'd be
50 minutes,
pissed off.
but tweeting about it wouldn't have done anything,
I'd be fucking pissed off.
Publicity's worth more than fucking.
right? I mean, what more do you want? If
Yeah,
they
not
blew
the
their
jail
brains
time,
out, that
though.
would really stop things for a bit. But at the same
Just
time, I don't want to
splattered
like.
their fucking
As long
brains
as
all over
long
the
as I could
corner.
somebody
Oh,
TikTok
dude.
mix it, it wouldn't bother me at all.
Damn.
Well, if you ever think back to the most extreme, would be like the monks who were like self-immolating.
Yeah,
over
there
the
you go.
Vietnam
Yeah, they were
War,
fucking
where it's just
yeah.
like, this is my protest. Like, I am willing to give my life.
They'd have
to
to
make
do
a
that
statement.
with
That's
non-fossil
extreme.
fuels.
And it's
They'd have
Trying
to,
to-
Just put
just like a bunch of hay on them.
they're
Like,
trying to light olive oil.
fuck.
He smelled good. Did he use bacon grease?
No, this is
Yeah.
ethanol, or ethanol would
shit.
technically be non-fossil fuel, like
Well,
alcohol.
that's fine.
But God, it would burn out fast, and then you'd be just left with third-degree burns. Damn it! I
Finish
just died for
the
my car.
show.
Yeah, thank you. That's my focus. You think? Let's keep it going, Ashtray.
All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. No seriousness. Go fuck yourself, Teddy Sink. That's our.
Hey, you know what's funny? Okay, so what's funny is I actually when I was fucking that thing for that last fucking thing, I know you
What's
do
happened
outline and
since
shit.
then?
Dude, I fixed it and then it started leaking again. So I had
Oh,
to fix that
man.
shit
Oh, good. So it's still a good,
again. So it's fine now.
legitimate. Fuck
Hopefully my
yourself.
shit.
God damn it, Teddy Sink.
Yeah.
You had 4 weeks to get your shit together. An Ashtray could still use you. That's for sure.
was
We're
more
going to
than-
be here
that was more
every
than 4
Wednesday or
weeks.
Thursday, mostly Thursdays, 10 p.m. Central. Join the conversation at thereport.com or facebook.com/report. And can you maybe access? If you can, no one is actually really using it. Anyways, we're down like a shares. Fuck us. We're down for whatever. I am the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
I missed it.
And
I'm Teddy.
slow walking this the entire way because this is the Reddit report.
Yeah.
Burn, burn.
This motherfucker tried to hijack my fucking thing to tell a story.